Depression can be a stealthy opponent, often establishing itself quietly in one's life without clear, outward signs. Many people may be experiencing depression without fully realizing it, attributing their symptoms to stress, fatigue, or a temporary mood. Understanding these subtle signs is crucial, not only for recognizing the condition in oneself, but also in others who may be struggling silently. One common but often overlooked symptom of depression is a gradual withdrawal from social activities. This isn't just about turning down a few invitations, it's a consistent pattern of avoiding social interactions that were once enjoyable. You might find yourself making excuses to stay home or feeling drained at the thought of socializing. The joy once derived from being around friends or participating in hobbies starts to diminish, and isolation becomes a comfort zone. Changes in sleep patterns are another significant indicator. This can manifest as trouble falling asleep or, conversely, sleeping too much. Both are signs that something is amiss. It's easy to dismiss sleep issues as mere nuisances related to a busy schedule or a poor mattress, but when changes in sleep are persistent, they may be symptomatic of deeper issues. Alongside altered sleep, changes in appetite and weight without a conscious effort to alter your diet can be telling. Eating too much or too little can both be reactions to emotional distress. Emotional symptoms are often more difficult to pinpoint. A pervasive feeling of sadness or emptiness can creep up subtly. It might begin with increased irritability or unexpected bouts of crying. Over time, these emotions can become a background noise that feels like a new normal. Such feelings might be dismissed as temporary or attributed to external circumstances, making them easy to overlook as signs of a potential mental health issue. Physical symptoms such as persistent fatigue and a general lack of energy can also be misleading. These might be rationalized as the result of long work hours or simply aging. Yet, when fatigue is unexplained and ongoing, it might be a symptom of depression. This type of fatigue diminishes motivation and makes even simple tasks feel strenuous. It's not just about feeling sleepy, it's a profound exhaustion that doesn't improve with rest. Cognitive changes often accompany depression, impacting one's ability to function effectively. Difficulty concentrating, problems with memory, or making decisions are common. These issues can be mistakenly ascribed to stress or normal forgetfulness. However, when these cognitive problems persist, they can signify depression, affecting personal and professional life significantly. Recognizing these signs in oneself or others is not an invitation to self-diagnose, but a prompt to seek professional help. Depression is a treatable condition, and early intervention can make a significant difference. It's important to remember that these signs can be subtle and easy to overlook, but acknowledging them can be the first step toward recovery and reclaiming one's mental health. If any of these signs resonate and persist, consulting with a mental health professional can provide clarity and a path forward. Feeling a diminished sense of self-worth is another symptom of depression that might go unrecognized. People experiencing depression often harbor intense feelings of worthlessness or guilt about past failures or shortcomings. These feelings can be invasive and persistent, coloring everyday experiences and interactions. The internal dialogue might include harsh criticism and doubts, and these thoughts can become a constant companion without one realizing they're not the norm, but a symptom of something deeper. Another subtle sign of depression can manifest as a loss of interest in daily activities and responsibilities. Tasks that were once performed routinely might now seem overwhelmingly burdensome. This isn't just about feeling lazy, it's a significant loss of motivation and drive. The dishes pile up, bills go unpaid, and even basic personal care can feel like insurmountable tasks. This withdrawal from routine activities can significantly impair one's quality of life. Unexpected physical pain can also be linked to depression. This might include headaches, back pain, muscle aches, and other physical symptoms that don't seem to have a clear cause. While it's common to look for physical explanations for these pains, they can often be manifestations of psychological distress. When medical tests come back clear and no physical cause can be found, it's worth considering whether depression might be the underlying issue. A sense of numbness or emotional flatness is another characteristic that might go unnoticed as a sign of depression. It's not just feeling sad, it's often about feeling nothing. Things that used to evoke strong emotions, whether happy or sad, now leave one feeling indifferent. This emotional blunting makes it hard to connect with others or find pleasure in life, further isolating the individual. There can also be a subtle but persistent sense of anxiety or nervousness that accompanies depression. It's not the acute anxiety of a panic attack, but a constant, low-level dread or unease that pervades daily life. This can make it difficult to relax or feel calm, even in familiar and safe environments. The ongoing tension can be draining, making social interactions and productivity increasingly difficult. For some, unexplained irritability can be a red flag for depression. Small annoyances become intolerable, leading to disproportionate reactions. This irritability isn't just bad temper, it's an inconsistent state where one's threshold for frustration is much lower than usual. Relationships can suffer as those around struggle to understand the sudden mood swings and sharp responses. Indecisiveness is yet another symptom that can be easily overlooked. The inability to make decisions, even trivial ones like choosing what to wear or what to eat, can become a daily struggle. This isn't merely a sign of a quirky, indecisive personality, but rather a significant paralysis that stems from a deeper emotional blockage, often linked to feelings of despair and confusion, pervasive in depression. A feeling of being detached from reality, known as depersonalization, can also occur in those suffering from depression. This might feel like being a spectator in one's life, or feeling disconnected from one's body or thoughts. It can be a disturbing sensation that many might not immediately link to depression. Instead, worrying about other mental health issues, or feeling too embarrassed to mention it. Recurring thoughts of death or suicidal ideation, even if not accompanied by a plan or intent, can be a symptom of severe depression. While these thoughts are among the more alarming signs, they can also be the most concealed, as individuals might fear the stigma or consequences of sharing such thoughts. It's critical to take any expressions or hints of this nature seriously and to seek professional help immediately. Lastly, a pervasive sense of hopelessness about the future can often saturate the mindset of someone with depression. This isn't just a fleeting doubt. It's a deep-seated belief that things will not get better, that personal efforts are futile. Such a viewpoint can dampen one's motivation to seek help or pursue treatment, further entrenching the depressive state. These signs, often subtle and easily dismissed, are vital indicators that something more serious may be affecting one's mental health. Recognizing them in oneself or others is a critical step towards seeking help and finding the path to recovery. An often overlooked symptom of depression is a significant decrease in cognitive sharpness. People might find themselves struggling with tasks that require mental clarity, such as solving problems or planning projects that were once handled with ease. This mental fog isn't just about a bad day or a lack of sleep. It is a persistent cloud that hampers the ability to think clearly, affecting performance at work or in other important areas of life. Furthermore, some individuals may experience uncharacteristic pessimism when they are depressed. Normally optimistic or even neutral views of the world can turn decidedly negative. This pessimism is not just about seeing the glass as half empty. It is a fundamental shift in worldview where one expects the worst outcomes in most situations. This bleak outlook makes it difficult to enjoy life or to engage in future planning, as the anticipation of negative outcomes overshadows potential joys and successes. Additionally, a change in personal hygiene can be a subtle sign of depression. Someone who once took pride in their appearance might start neglecting basic grooming habits and personal care. This isn't necessarily due to laziness, but rather a loss of self-esteem or a feeling that such activities are no longer worthwhile. This decline in self-care is a critical sign that is often missed until it becomes markedly noticeable. Each of these symptoms alone might not suggest depression, but when several are experienced together, they form a pattern that may indicate the need for professional evaluation and possible treatment. In cases of depression, there can also be a noticeable shift in language usage, which might manifest as more negative or self-deprecating speech. Individuals might start speaking more pessimistically, focusing extensively on their shortcomings and failures without acknowledging their strengths or successes. This shift often occurs gradually and can be more easily noticed by those close to the individual rather than by the individuals themselves. It reflects the deep-seated feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy that are common in depression. Another less obvious symptom of depression is the onset of excessive guilt. People may begin to blame themselves disproportionately for adverse outcomes, even when they have little or no control over the situation. This excessive guilt can consume one's thoughts, leading to a cycle where the individual feels responsible for all the negativity in their environment. It can significantly impact one's sense of self-efficacy, making it hard to take action or feel positive about one's contributions to any aspect of life. Lastly, there can be a subtle withdrawal from intellectual or creative pursuits that once brought joy or fulfillment. For example, someone who used to enjoy reading, painting, or engaging in any creative hobby might lose interest completely. This loss is not due to a lack of time or new responsibilities, but rather a deeper disconnection from activities that once provided a sense of accomplishment and identity. Recognizing this withdrawal can be difficult, especially if it's mistaken for merely a change in interests or a busy schedule.